Hello, welcome everyone again to a second segment of this analysis of the poem by Hermann Hesse. And today we have our guest, CJ. CJ, you want to say hello?
Hello again.
Great. Okay, so this is a simpler passage, much shorter than the first of the passage that we looked through the first time. And so I was just going to say something about the background of Hermann Hesse for those of you who don't know him well. His dates are 1877 to 1962. He was a German-born poet, novelist, and painter, and his best-known works include Damien, Steppenwolf, Siddhartha, The Glass Bead Game, etc. And in 1946, he received the Nobel Prize in Literature. He was actually one of the most popular and beloved German authors in the United States for many, many years. Okay, so as we've done before, I'll read the sentence out loud and CJ will repeat after me. Please read with him. And then I'll ask specific questions to unpack the grammar, and then we can move sort of together toward an understanding of the sentence. Okay, you all set, CJ?
I'm ready.
Okay, beginning here. Oh, wer bist du? Rief indem sich tief verneigte. Everybody?
Oh, wer bist du? Rief indem sich tief verneigte.
Okay, so riefen comes from what verb?
Rufen.
Roof, to call. So he called, and then indem and where's the verb there in that rest of that phrase?
Sich verneigte.
Good. Sich and then deeply. This is an adverb. Sich verneigte. And the rule with reflexive pronouns is that we translate them literally at first, and then we discern after doing that whether they're necessary to include, in which he bowed deeply, as you see. And notice that all the words that have small like zeros following them are indicated, that their meaning is indicated in the column to the right. And sometimes this addition will give a, like phenomen here, they'll give an equivalent of a verb that is more familiar to us to understand the meaning of these less frequently occurring words. Okay, so who are you? Oh, who are you? He called, in which he bowed deeply. In that case, I didn't include the reflexive pronoun. You can also say with indem by having bowed deeply. You could say that as well. Okay, going on. Der du in meine Seele sehen kannst und schönere Verse sprichst. Up to there?
Der du in meine Seele sehen kannst und schöne Verse sprichst.
Okay, up to this point, where's the verb complex, CJ?
Sehen kannst.
Yeah, and that means?
You who are able to see.
Yeah, literally you can see. And then this der is a relative pronoun, but together with the do, you would just translate it, oh, who are you? You who, you could say, who can see.
You who.
Okay, and what case is this in meine Seele?
Accusative.
And how do you translate that?
Into my soul.
Good. So this is accusative, so-called directional accusative, which means it indicates destination as opposed to location, which the dative would sometimes indicate. Going on. Und schönere Verse sprichst, als ich je von allen meinen Lehren vernommen habe. Everybody?
Und schönere Verse sprichst, als ich je von allen meinen Lehren vernommen habe.
Okay, so up to the comma, the verb is?
Sprichst.
Yeah, second person singular, you speak. And then this is the comparison here, schönere Verse. So you who speaks more beautiful verses, and the als actually picks up that sort of double that comparison. You who speaks more beautiful verses than, and then where's the verb complex in that clause?
Vernommen habe.
That I have heard, that I, yea, which means ever, and then dative by. Sometimes fun means by in this, as it does very often, by all my teachers. Okay, just down to there. You want to just translate from the very beginning, O verbis tu, down to that point, just
All
so
right.
we can follow you.
All right. Oh, who are you? He cried, by which he bowed himself deeply. You who can see into my soul
Hmm.
and speak more beautiful verses than I have ever heard from or by all of my teachers.
Great. Okay, going on. Der Fremde lächelte abermals mit dem Lächeln der Vollendete und sagte, everybody?
Der Fremde lächelte abermals mit dem Lächeln der Vollendeten und sagte,
Good. And let's see. Where's the verb complex or the verb before the und?
lächelte,
Yeah, it means he smiled. So der Fremde, the outsider or the stranger, you could say. Der Fremde. Fremde means outsider as opposed to someone who belongs in a country, often referred to as like a foreigner. But in this case, you could say the stranger. Abermals says the equivalent is given wieder, but it really means once again. Um, let's see. With and this is a past participle serving as a noun. So you want to translate that up to that und?
sure. The stranger smiled once again with the smile of the men made perfect.
Yeah, of those who are perfect, you could say. And
Yeah, I just wanted to get the pastness of it.
they give a little
Like,
bit those who have reached perfection, but I mean that's pretty drawn out. Und sagte, wenn du ein Dichter werden willst, everybody.
wenn du ein Dichter werden willst,
So where's the verb complex there?
werden willst,
Which means
you want to become.
good. Yeah, don't confuse this with want will be with the future. This means from wollen. So wants you want to become. So and then wenn is either temporal or conditional. How would you take that?
Uh, well, probably conditional.
Hmm. Okay, but you like the temporal.
Yeah, as we discussed earlier, I do like the temporal more.
Okay, going on. So komm zu mir.
Oh, so komm zu mir,
Yeah, and what mood is this? Komm in that case.
the imperative.
Good. Yeah. Just translate that sentence, little sentence.
So, if you want to become a poet, then come to me.
Good. Du findest meine Hütte bei der Quelle des großen Flusses in den nordwestlichen Bergen. Everybody?
Du findest meine Hütte bei der Quelle des großen Flusses in den nordwestlichen Bergen.
I just want to point out this verb here. Any verbs that have their ending before the en with a d cannot, for the second person singular, can't just tack on an st, but you actually have the alternative est. That's the reason for that form. So you find my hut or uh, by the source, by der Quelle. This is by meaning location. Uh, and then why is this a es here ending on this? This is the genitive of the great river. CJ?
Um, because it's the neuter.
Yeah, it's either a masculine or neuter, which always adds an s or an es. And notice this, der Fluss, the river, or we have influence, very close to that, comes from that. Whenever you have a double s, then for the genitive ending, you have to have an es. You just can't tack another s on that word.
But so flu specifically is masculine. You're saying, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, der
Of
Fluss.
des großen Flusses. Okay, just translate that whole sentence there. Du findest.
Okay. Can I translate it as future?
You can. Yes. German
Okay.
very often in conversational text, especially in the present tense, can be construed more properly in the future tense. In this context, it definitely is. Go ahead.
Okay. So you will find my hut by the source or by the stream of the great river. in the northwest mountains.
Great. Mein Name ist Meister des vollkommenen Wortes.
Mein Name ist Meister des vollkommenen Wortes.
Is this a modest statement here?
Not exactly.
Okay, so it means of the perfect word, vollkommen. So how do you translate that?
My name is the master of the perfect word.
Exactly. Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in, and hope to hear from you. We'll connect again later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.